Brave boy hides sister in bathroom, calls 911. Bring the police. Bring lots of them. Mato Santos, a 7-year-old boy with bright eyes and a heart full of enthusiasm, lives in a peaceful neighborhood called Diamond Bar, California. Surrounded by lush green hills and fresh air, Mato grew up in the love and care of a happy family. His father, Ricardo, is a calm man who always brings a sense of safety to everyone, while his mother, Elena, is a passionate and caring woman who dedicates all her love to her family and work. Mato's younger sister, Sophia, though only 5 years old, is already the pride of the whole family with her intelligence and cuteness. The Santos family owns Cafe Aurora, a small, cozy cafe located in the friendly neighborhood. This cafe is not only a place for locals to enjoy delicious cups of coffee, but also where Mato feels the most love and connection with family. Every morning, when the first rays of sunlight filter through the window, the cafe is filled with the warm sounds of the coffee machine, the gentle conversations of regular customers, and Elena's skilled hands creating exquisite pastries. Even though he is just a young boy, Mato has a special passion for cuisine, especially baking. One of his favorite dishes is the chocolate peanut cake that his mother often makes. Every time he helps his mother mix the dough, whip the cream, or decorate the cake, Mato always feels like he is embarking on an exciting adventure. It's not just housework, it's the greatest joy in his life. And in those moments, Mato dreams that one day he will become a talented chef, creating dishes that are not only delicious, but also full of love, just like his mother. Mato's life passes by in simple days, with moments spent with family and working with his mother at the cafe. The love and bond within the family have always been the solid foundation that helps him overcome all difficulties. Every morning, after helping his mother tidy up the shop, Mato would sit down at the kitchen table, learning from his mother each step of the baking process. Those simple days, though, were the most wonderful moments of Mato's life. A peaceful Sunday morning, the Santos family gathered together in their cozy little kitchen. The smell of freshly baked bread, combined with the fragrant aroma of fresh coffee, filled the space. Mato, as usual, sat on a small chair next to his mother, intently watching her cut the bread and put it in the oven, while Sophia, his younger sister, was playing with stuffed animals on the floor. Dad Ricardo sat across from them, smiling and recounting funny stories about his work at the cafe, making the whole family burst into laughter. "So, Ricardo, is there anything interesting at the cafe today?" Elena asked, placing a plate of pastries on the table. "Oh, yesterday a group of regular customers who hadn't come in a long time visited. They said they had just returned from a trip, so I offered them a free cup of coffee to thank them for always supporting the shop," Ricardo replied, his face lighting up with simple joy. Mato looked up, his eyes sparkling as he listened to his father's story. "I also want to be like Dad one day, to own a coffee shop and always make people feel happy like that." Elena gently patted her son's head. "Mom believes you can do it, Mato. You have a wonderful heart and skilled hands. One day you will have your own cafe where not only delicious food is served, but also a place where people find warmth." Mato smiled, clearly feeling the boundless love of his family. Those are the simple moments he cherishes, the rare peaceful moments in life. But life sometimes has unexpected surprises, and in that moment, no one in the Santos family could predict what would happen next. Suddenly, a loud noise jolted the entire house out of its cozy atmosphere. The front door was pushed open forcefully, causing the cups on the table to clink, producing a sharp, cold sound. The hurried footsteps, not of familiar faces, but of suspicious strangers, quickly broke the silence of the room. 3 criminals, faces covered, with rifles in hand, stormed into the small house. They ordered in a rough manner, without asking, without negotiating. "Kneel down. Everyone kneel down." The leader's voice was cold, echoing throughout the living room. Mato felt his heart stop, a cold sensation spreading through his body. His parents immediately stood up, their eyes filled with fear, but not wanting to show panic in front of their children. Elena, with a worried expression, held her son's hand tightly, trying to stay calm. "Don't worry, Mato. Everything will be fine," Ricardo whispered, but his voice was filled with tension. It was a reassurance that he himself wasn't sure he could keep. Sophia, Mato's younger sister, burst into tears in her mother's arms, making the atmosphere even heavier. The criminals began to circle around the room, demanding the family hand over all their valuables. Money, jewelry, everything valuable, the leader ordered. Mato clearly felt the tension in the air. He looked into the worried eyes of his mother and father, but the feeling of helplessness was gradually growing within him. This was the first time in his life that Mato felt an uncontrollable fear, even though he had always been taught to be strong and to trust in his family. Now, the simple life he once cherished has been shattered in an instant. The dreams of a bright future suddenly became hazy, and he didn't know what would come next. Mato sat at the breakfast table with his sister Sophia, the warmth from the family meal still lingering in the air. The cheerful chatter of his parents and the laughter of his sister filled the house with joy, but amidst the tranquility, something was amiss that made Mato feel uneasy. He heard a strange noise coming from downstairs, the sound of a door being shoved hard and unfamiliar footsteps echoing. That uncomfortable feeling began to creep into Mato's mind. He stopped, grasping the spoon in his hand, but his hand suddenly became cold. The feeling that something was amiss made Mato's heart race. He glanced at his sister, who was engrossed in her breakfast, completely unaware of the unusual situation. Mato knew that something was happening and couldn't let his sister fall into danger. With a determination that few would expect from a 7-year-old boy, Mato stood up and signaled to Sophia. "Run upstairs with me, hurry," he said, his voice somewhat urgent but still trying to remain calm. Sophia, with her innocent eyes and not understanding what was happening, looked at her brother and followed. Both ran up the stairs in tense silence, the sound of their footsteps tiptoeing on the wooden floor like a reminder of the lurking danger. Mato pulled his sister into the bathroom and gently closed the door. His hands trembled as he dialed the emergency number, but deep down, Mato knew he had to do this to protect his family. 911, please state your emergency. The voice on the other end of the line spoke up. Mato took a deep breath, trying to keep his voice from trembling, even though his heart was pounding. Someone broke into the house. They have a gun. He couldn't help but worry, but tried to express himself as clearly as possible. Please send the police immediately. Before he could hear the response from the call center, Mato heard hurried noises downstairs, the sound of high heels of the criminals coming up the stairs. His heart raced faster, but despite the fear, Mato did not allow himself to tremble. He looked at Sophia, who was gripping his hand tightly, her eyes clearly showing panic, but still trusting her brother. Just a few seconds later, the bathroom door suddenly shook and the sound of knocking echoed. The criminals had discovered that the two children were no longer downstairs. Mato held his breath, knowing that the situation had become much more dangerous. Everything seemed to stop for a moment. The bathroom door seemed fragile, not enough to stop the searching criminals. But Mato, in a surprising moment, regained a calmness he never expected. He stood up, turned towards the door, and spoke out loudly, his voice resonating in the quiet space. "I've called the police. The police. You have only 5 minutes left." Mato's words were a powerful shock to the three criminals. The robbers, who never expected a child to dare to resist like that, paused for a moment. The bewildered look appeared in their eyes, seemingly unable to believe the boy's determination. A noticeable change occurred immediately. The criminals, who were ready to continue their looting, are now confused and bewildered. One of the three began to step back, holding the gun but no longer steady as before. As for the leader, although he still maintained his composure, he began to look at the others with a worried expression. The three of them realized that once they had been named and time was running out, continuing could lead to more serious consequences. The panic among the criminals is increasing. They no longer have the patience to continue attacking and capturing the Santos family. Instead, they quickly turned back and ran away from the house, taking nothing. In a brief moment, the Santos family's life was turned upside down, but thanks to Mato's courage and decisiveness, everything was resolved without any losses. When the three criminals ran away, Mato stood frozen in the bathroom, looking into his sister's worried eyes. He knew that, even though he was just a 7-year-old boy, he had done something incredibly important. And that not only helped save the family, but also proved that sometimes courage and decisiveness can change a dangerous situation. The Santos family was saved in that moment thanks to Mato's bravery, and in his heart, the belief in the power of courage was etched forever. Right after the police arrived and the situation was clarified, the truth about Mato's brave actions quickly spread beyond the neighborhood. When the police cars and fire trucks stopped in front of the Santos family's house, the surrounding neighbors couldn't help but be astonished. They still couldn't believe that a 7-year-old child could face 3 armed criminals without fear, even threatening to call the police to protect their family. The neighbors who frequently visit Cafe Aurora all feel as if a miracle has occurred. Some people even joked they never thought the gentle boy, who often helped his mother clean the cafe, could become a hero in such a situation. The praise and admiration seemed never ending. The police were also impressed by the boy's actions, especially the chief of police, who stopped and asked Mato, "Thank you for helping us catch the criminals. You are truly very brave." "Do you think you did the right thing?" Mato, with the serious expression of a child, replied, "Yes, I just wanted to help my mother and younger sister. I don't want the bad guys to take our stuff." That simple answer surprised everyone even more. While the adults were worried and scared, Mato only thought about the safety of his family. Great achievements sometimes stem from simple and sincere actions. However, contrary to the enthusiastic reactions from the community, Mato did not feel comfortable at all. Even though he received praise and honor, he only wanted one thing: peace to return to his family. Unlike the heroes in fairy tales or the movies he had watched, Mato did not seek attention or fame. For him, the most important thing is that the family is still together and safe. He didn't want to become a child hero in everyone's eyes because his actions stemmed only from worry and love for his mother and younger sister. Mato feels embarrassed every time he hears compliments from those around him. He didn't understand why his actions were praised so much. He only did what a child who loves their family would do when danger approached. The next day, when the media began reporting on the incident, Mato felt even more annoyed. Reporters began to approach the Santos family, trying to take photos and interview him about his heroic actions. Mato remained silent. His eyes seemed more contemplative than ever. He doesn't like the feeling of being too much in the spotlight, and even more so, he doesn't want his family to become the center of fame right after going through such a big shock. Elena, Mato's mother, had noticed his discomfort. She hurriedly comforted her son. "Mato, I understand. You just want us to be at peace. But you did the right thing. Mom is proud of you, of how you protect the family. But you can stop worrying about those things out there. People just want to share this story to set an example for their children." Mato just nodded, but inside he felt anything but comfortable. He didn't want to become a hero, didn't want everyone's eyes on him. He just wants to continue helping his mother make chocolate peanut cookies, playing with his sister Sophia, and enjoying simple moments with his family like before. He wants his family to live a peaceful life without worrying about troubles or unnecessary fame. But whether they wanted it or not, Mato's actions became an inspiring story not only in the neighborhood, but also in the entire city. People in the community began to realize that sometimes strength does not come from muscles or physical power, but from determination and love for family. Mato's story has spread, and it seems that everyone wants to learn from his actions about how to face adversity with courage and determination. Meanwhile, Mato had no idea that a small change in his life had created a big wave, making others rethink what is truly important in life. After the terrifying break-in, the Santos family gradually felt a profound change in their relationship. Although the psychological scars still linger in each person's heart, they realized that it was love that helped them overcome the challenge. Simple, happy moments, cozy family meals, or intimate evening conversations became more precious than ever. Everyone in the family, from Grandma Elena to little Mato, felt an invisible bond tightening. They are not just relatives under the same roof, but warriors who have together overcome adversity. Mato felt a quiet pride growing within him. Although he did not seek recognition or glory, he understood that he had done something great. Even though he was just a child, he stood firm and did the right thing when the whole family was in danger. That feeling not only made Mato proud of himself, but also brought about a change in how he viewed his role in the family. He realized that courage is not just a trait of adults, but sometimes it comes from incredibly simple yet powerful actions. Elena and Ricardo also noticed a marked maturity in Mato. Although in their eyes he is still their little boy, through this event they know that Mato has learned a valuable lesson about courage and protecting the family. Elena, sitting at the dining table with Mato on a peaceful morning, smiled and said, "Mom is very proud of you, you know? You did what Mom and Dad couldn't do back then. You protected us. You were really very brave." Mato bowed his head, feeling a bit embarrassed by the compliment. He still wasn't used to receiving compliments, but the feeling of pride and peace after each encouragement from his mother warmed his heart. Although he didn't think of himself as a hero, the change in his mother's eyes, in his father's words, and in the way his family viewed him made Mato feel that he had truly accomplished something meaningful. Ricardo also shared with Mato one evening, "At first, Dad was very worried about that, but you did the right thing at the right time. I am not a hero. I am just a protector of the family, and that is the most important thing." The feeling of pride in Mato comes not only from successfully protecting his family, but also from realizing that his actions not only saved everyone, but also taught him about the power of courage. He understood that sometimes immediate decisions made without long-term thinking could change a life forever. Those simple yet determined actions can make a huge difference, not just for oneself, but for those around as well. The boy Mato, though only 7 years old, learned a valuable lesson that courage does not depend on age or physical strength. It is not something that only adults or warriors can possess. Sometimes, courage is just standing up, protecting the people you love, and doing the right thing in difficult circumstances without fear. Mato knows that, although he may not fully understand the meaning of courage, he has truly felt it through his actions. In the following days, although life gradually returned to normal, everything felt a bit different. The Santos family has become closer than ever. Elena and Ricardo no longer see their son as just a gentle child who helps the family. Now they see a brave son always ready to protect those he loves. And for Mato, he is no longer the naive child who only knew how to bake and help his mother clean the cafe, but he has learned to stand firm in the face of storms, confronting challenges with faith and courage. It was the lessons learned from that terrifying event that helped the Santos family find peace again. The story of Mato and the act of protecting the family will forever be a profound memory in the hearts of each family member, a symbol of unconditional love and the protection that family bonds can bring. And from that moment on, the Santos family not only faced challenges but also grew stronger, with their faith in each other more steadfast than ever. Mato sat by the window, looking out at the garden where the morning sunlight filtered through the lush green foliage. He doesn't feel like a hero. For Mato, he is just a child who loves his family, always yearning to protect the most beloved people in his life. He understood that, in that moment, he was doing nothing but protecting the people he loved, those who had always been by his side throughout his life. That feeling is simple yet profoundly deep. You don't need praise or accolades. As long as the family is safe, you are happy. Even though he is only 7 years old, Mato has realized that actions stemming from family love can have the power to change a whole life. He understood that courage is not always about grand actions, but sometimes just small steps taken with great determination. And more importantly, that courage can stem from simple feelings such as family love, a love that needs no reason other than attachment and unconditional affection. The story of Mato is not only a lesson in courage, but also a testament to the invisible strength of familial love. Courage knows no age, nor does it require physical strength or experience. Sometimes all it takes is a loving heart and a determination to protect loved ones to achieve extraordinary things. Family love is the greatest strength a person can possess. It has helped Mato overcome fear and stand firm in harsh circumstances, protecting the most important people in his life. And even though life may continue to challenge, Mato knows that that love will always be a solid foundation for him to move forward. This story is a reminder that no matter who we are, where we are, or what circumstances we face, courage and family love are always great sources of strength that can help us overcome any difficulties and challenges that life brings.